Morning, besties. Today I am going to try something I've never tried before because, that's me. We have our silk cocoons. I want to try to reel some of this silk out of the cocoons. I don't know if it's going to work. I mean, they're obviously like piece silk. They've been cut open to get the babies out. And because it's dyed, it may lose the color when we're trying to get the Saracen out. So I'm just going to use a few, and we're going to give this a shot and see if we can make a little tiny silk reel and reel some silk. This could be an epic fail, which might be terribly amusing. So join me as we try to learn a new skill. Now, for the first part, I did find a video at the University of YouTube on how to make a little home silk reeling device. So I will post the link to that video in the description box, and I'm just going to more or less, my own little flavor to it. I'm going to attempt to make the reel. Now, while I'm doing that, I'm going to be boiling the silk cocoons. The degumming recipe is 4 ounces of washing soda and 4 ounces of soap to 1 pound of silk. I have 10 grams here, so I'm probably just going to throw like a tablespoon of washing soda and some soap in a pot, and we're going to boil it for 10 minutes. So I'm going to get that going, and then we're going to build a little reel and see if we can reel some silk. I don't know what I'm doing. This is going to be fun, even if it fails. So let's get started. So I don't have a smaller pot to use, so we're going to use this one. So I just have my Arm & Hammer washing soda. I'm just going to, that's a lot. Pop that in there. And I'm just going to use some non-concentrated Dawn that I found at the Dollarama. I'll just give it a squirt of that. Oop. I guess I don't want it to foam too much. Oh well, too late. I've already stirred it up. Now, my cocoons. Let's see how the color holds up to this. I fully suspect the color to be yanked right out of it, and that is not because of the dye. That is because of the abuse I am subjecting it to. So, I'm just going to do a couple. So, we'll do 2 purple, 2 green, and 2 blue. And if it works, we can always do more. There's the 2 blue. So I'm going to let that heat up, and then I'll just pop those cocoons in there, and we'll let them cook for 10 minutes. So in the meantime, we're going to make our reel. All right, we have our supplies. This is going to be our mug to build our reel on. I have some chopsticks, some toothpicks. I've got some thin crafting wire, a straw, cutting implements, cutting mat, and some foam. So the first thing I want to do is I need to make my little squares for the ends of the reel. So I'm just going to, it's really hard to cut foam. You really should have a heated cutter for that, but I don't own one of those yet. I'm just going to cut off a bit here, and then I'm going to cut that in half. Our toothpicks are only so long, so I'm going to just cut this in half. And then square it up a bit because it's not very square. So we'll go right about there. Now they get all fancy and measure and everything. I'm not that fancy. I'm just going to stab it into the corners. Did I tell you this was just sort of following the video? I'm just taking the idea and rolling with it. In true Dr. Chaos fashion, Details. All right. Let's stab this one through here. Oh, I didn't quite get through that one properly. There we go. And then through here. Now we need to put our straw right through the middle. So just gonna work the scissors through. There we go. I grab my straw and pop that in that hole, if it'll go. Okay, let's first bore out that hole a little bit. We're gonna use our chopstick and then shove our straw through. Come on, straw, go through. Okay, apparently it doesn't want to go through both layers, so we're gonna move these out. Whoops. No, get back through your hole. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. You know what might work? So we just cut the tip of the straw and see if that'll go through easier. There's one side. There's the other side. I guess I should have used firmer foam because this is just twisting itself up. All right, so I'm gonna push these out. Oops. Push these out, straighten these out. Push this down, and push that all the way through. Okay, so that's our reel. I mean, it's not perfect, it's not fancy, but we're just experimenting at the moment. And making an actual silk reel would be like a lot of work. So the next thing we need to do is make a stand for our reel. So we'll drop the cocoon in there in water and we'll suspend our reel up here. Now I need tape. Why can I never find tape in my house? It's absolutely ridiculous. Well, all I've got is Scotch tape, so I guess we'll work with Scotch tape. I don't know that it'll work all that great, but I told you, we're just kind of winging it here. So we tape that one on that side, and then we want to go pretty much straight across from it and tape this one on this side. Now I'm taping them lower so that the toothpicks can spread a little bit and we can get our little reel in there. And then just whee! Oh, that's fun. Okay, so next we need to, well, I'm going to put some more tape on that. Yeah, all the color came right out of those poor silk cocoons. Okay, there's that. Now we need to make our little orifice guider thingies. So we need to take a piece of wire. Let me move over a little bit. Okay, piece of wire, something to wrap it around to make our little eye that we're gonna draw the fiber up through. So there we go. We have our little thingy here, and then we're just going to feed the wire through there and feed the wire through there, and then we want to just suspend it down into the cup, so close to the bottom but not at the bottom. So if we just straighten this, You just bend it right about there. You can pop it over that and wrap it around the chopstick to hold it steady. Okay. Or we can just make a loop and make a loop, pop that over the chopstick. Make a loop and pop that over the chopstick. And straighten out our wire so it goes straight down. Okay. This is our reeling setup. Now, 1 second. So here's our heated water. I ended up just bringing it to a boil and it's shutting it off because the cocoons just disintegrated, as you can see in here. And the color completely leached out of them. Those are actually cocoons. Those little blobs are the silk cocoons. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fish one out, or maybe two, or maybe all of them are gonna come out. All right, well, they've all caught onto each other. We're gonna drop that in the bottom of the cup. And we need it in water to be able to reel it, so we're going to add some water to the bottom of the cup. Okay, it's not quite touching our wire, so slide over here a little bit, and then we're going to zoom in. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take my little chopstick here. I'm going to go through that, and I'm going to try to just tangle some fibers. There we go. Maybe I should have boiled it longer. Okay, you probably can't see it, but I have a thread on here. So I'm just going to wrap it around here. Nope, I dropped it. The thread is so fine, the strand is so fine that it's really hard to tell. Yeah, this is, yeah, okay. So this is not working because the silk is still sticky. So we do need to boil it. I'm going to drop it back in there and I'm going to put it back on to heat. I will be back when that's done. So here's no surprise, I'm a bit impatient. I made a couple of adjustments. I redid my ring and I raised it much farther up in the glass. I took 2 more chopsticks and just pushed these open a little bit so that my reel can turn freely. Because in the video they had little pieces up here you can rest it on, but I just don't want to break the chopsticks apart and then I have to hold them back together again. Anyways, I fished out one of the cocoons. So while the other ones continue to cook, I'm going to try and reel this one. Now I used my little chopstick in there, so I'm going to use my other wire to just, oh yeah, now I got the loop too big. Okay. Oh, and now it's stuck on there. Okay, okay. All right, there we go. All right, we're just going to wrap this around here. And we're going to, just to get through this cocoon, I'm just going to, apparently I'm not going to just stretch it. There we go. Just pulling it by hand. I'm going to let that go back in the water. I'm going to find the end of my string here. I'm going to wrap it around my reel and I'm going to reel it on that way. Whoops, probably doing that off camera. I did warn you this could be an epic fail, but we've got silk going on to our little mini reel here, so, you know, not a complete fail. Woo, that's warm. I might just get a cup of cold water to drop that in. All right. Here, come over here a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm just drafting off the cocoon. So, you know, basically like doing silk hankies, I guess. You just draft it out and draft it out. Okay, then we're going to reel that onto our little reel here. Oh, I got soap all over my hands. This is so not working. There we go. Just have to get the reel in the right spot. I should trim off those toothpicks so they're not catching. All right, just gonna break that off. So there we go. We have a silk reel. Now, with some practice and some adjustments, I might actually be able to get that to work. But as of this moment, that's not great. So let's see. What if we go back to this? It's not that much smaller. Okay, what we can do, I've just taped this down. So why don't we pull this off and we will just make the hole smaller. We just go like twist. Hulk squeeze, Hulk twist, Hulk failing miserably. Okay, let's try a new one. All right, let's zoom you guys back out so you can see what I'm doing here. My insanity. Okay. So, let's make a teeny tiny little ring. So first thing we're gonna do, fold our wire in half. Come all the way down. And twist. So we have just a tiny little hole. Okay. Then we're gonna go like this. Gonna make a loop right here. Actually, if we just go around this and twist. Nope. Okay, I'm starting to get frustrated. So this is our last attempt. If we can't get any kind of success with this, I quit on this method. I won't quit. We're going to try something else. But I will go back to the drawing board and think about this. Okay. grab our stupid crappy tape. Tape those wires there. And there. Okay. Now, I'm going to put cool water in the cup. Oh, I still have water in there. Hold on. We're going to put cool water in the cup. Where's our little loop? There it is. All right. And our cocoons have been boiling for 10 minutes, so they're ready to go in. So we're going to drop them in there. Oh, no, I don't want you to catch yet. Holy, cooperate. All right. Now, we're going to try getting in there and pulling up a strand. So, I will use one of my other pieces of wire here to go through that little made the tiniest little hook on the end. We're going to try going through that little loop. Nope. Okay, let's try that again. I made like the world's tiniest little loop. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. Oh, I still have it, I think. Nope, it broke. This is the problem with silk, is you can't see it. It's like invisible fibers here. Nope, broke. There we go. There's our reel. There's our reel. Nope, broke again. I think it's because they're the pea silk, so they're actually not one long unbroken fiber. Yeah, this so isn't working. Okay, that's it. I give up on that one. I'm not saying it's shiza. I'm just saying that we will need to revisit that because that's not working. All right, so we have our little cocoons. Let's get them out of this cup. Okay, I'm gonna give them a rinse. All right, washed them up. They're just soaking in some cold water now. And the next thing we're gonna try to do is make some silk caps. Simply because I've gone through this process and now I have these silk cocoons that I can't reel, that I need to do something with because I don't want to waste them. So I need caps or hankies. I'm trying to think of what I have I can use as a frame. Give me a minute, I'll be back. Okay, we all know I have shit all over my house, so we're going to make a frame out of pegs for peg loom. Might work, might not. Who knows? But we're going to find out. All right. There we go. This is just a frame I got at Michael's. It's just a snap together frame. How do we make corners though? Oh, corners. I need these to make corners. All right, so snap two, put in a corner, Snap one. In theory, it's the corner ones that don't want to cooperate. Okay. If you don't like that one, we'll try a different one. Oh. This is what I get for buying cheap stuff. I just thought it might be cool and come in handy at some point. Maybe it will still. Okay, that one went. That one went. There we go. We're getting there. I'm hoping this won't be too big. I got water and soap everywhere. Typical of me. I'm a disaster. All right. Come on. Snap in, you bugger. Oh, that was a French laugh, by the way. I'm only bilingual in laughs. And that's the laugh that precedes it. Epic spewing of French curses, which I know a few of. Can't speak French, but I can curse in French. What can I say? I'm just that Canadian. Oh, well, I made one too many. This is what happens when you're not paying attention. Okay. Okay. So, we know this one attaches. Oh my God. This is so going to piss me off forever. Look out, I'm whispering. All right. Then we have that. Oh, these corner pieces are really little, nasty little buggers. Okay. So we go over this one. And there we go. It's always got to be one spot. All right. We're still going to try with this. All right. Now, to start with, we need a cocoon. I'm just going to squeeze. No, I'm not going to squeeze water out of it, because apparently the water will help you start to stretch it out. Maybe I should have a bigger thing of water. Hold on. All right. I just put some cold water in my pot. Shift you over a bit again. Okay. And we'll drop these in there. And here we go. We're going to make an attempt. So start stretching it underwater is easier. So I'm going to start that. So, sort of started stretching it, so we will wrap it around this corner, and then stretch it to this corner, and then, oh, this is cool. Stretch it to this corner. Look at it! It's working! Oh. Okay, I know it's very simple, right? And people make silk hankies all the time, but I've never made a silk hanky before. Look at! Oh, that is so cool. I made a silk hanky. I know I'm just really impressed with myself when I shouldn't be. But let's move you over. Whoops. Give you a closer look. See, look. It's a silk hanky. All right, so apparently that's what I'm going to do with these 6 cocoons. All right. So start stretching it in the water. It does help to stretch it in the water. You can kind of just sort of tap it out into a little bit more of an open shape. All right. Here we go again. So hook it at the corner and stretch. I'm going to stretch corner to corner. And then I'm going to go corner to corner the other way. Oh guys, you got to try this. This is so much fun. I don't know why it's so much fun. It just is. Okay, I'm getting a lot of my cocoons at the edges, but that's all right because this is my first time and it's just kind of fun. All right, let's do the next one. Can't tell if that is 1 or 2 cocoons. You know, I should get out one of my big pans and I could just do this all underwater. The plastic loom, I could just submerge it and work all my cocoons onto it wet. Okay, let's try again. Now, I am no expert at this by any means, but this is just so fun. Okay, so I'm going to go across the top. I'm going to try to thin this out a little more. Alright, and then pull down, hook it around there, pull it over, and hook it over here, and there's another one. I'm so easily entertained. This is very, very entertaining for me. Alright, let's just kind of pull this out just a little bit. See, now this is probably because the cocoons were already open. We're not getting the same kind of spread we would with whole cocoons, but I'm not worrying about that. I think we're still getting decent results. All right, so let's start. Got it at the top, and then pull it down. Pull that down. I'm going to grab this bit and pull it over and down. Oh guys, this is so fun. I'm so easily entertained. Okay. The next one, I'm just going to go straight for it. I'm not even going to try spreading it out in the water. I'm going to go like that. I'm going to start pulling it down. I'm going to turn it. Grab that top layer, pull it over. Pull that over. Pull that over. All right, let's see what we can do with this. It all kind of got bunched up, but maybe we can spread it. Nope, I'd say that one is pretty much done. All right, so there we go. We make silk hankies. Maybe not the world's best silk hankies, but I did it. So I'm going to let those dry, and there's one other thing I want to try. Well, maybe not one, there's dozens of things I want to try. All right, so I want to know if we just put them in hot water, if the color comes out, and if we can loosen them up the sarsen enough to spin it off the cocoon. I'm going to get my magic kettle going and we will be back. So the trick on this one is I'm just going to let one of the cocoons soak in the hot water. I'm going to boil the water, let it soak in the water for 10 minutes and see what happens without the soap. Does it instantly dissolve like it did in the soapy water? And if not, then we're going to try just popping this in here and then drawing off the cocoon. Just pulling a thread off, because I saw someone else doing that and I was like, that's kind of cool. I want to try it. Like I said, we're experimenting with all the stuffs on this one. Gotta have some fun. And I couldn't not buy these. Like, look how gorgeous they are. I also want to try something that occurred to me last night. And actually, we can do the prep on this while we're waiting for the water to boil. I want to take, let me zoom out again. Oops, wrong way. There we go. I want to take a cocoon and just holy, these are harder to cut than I thought they would be. Are these scissors any better? There we go. Just, you know how you try to get the peel off the orange in one piece? That's what I want to do with this silk thread. Or silk thread. Oh, with the silk cocoons. Then spin it into a yarn and then wash it and see what happens. And by into a yarn, I mean use it as an add-in. And then when we wash it, see if that silk breaks up like it does. Oh, that probably won't work. Darn it. We could use it as a tweedy bit though and see what happens. Maybe I'll do that. I'm going to make it a tweedy bits. See, the sarsen is the inner layer that gives it the structure, and the silk is the outer layer, which is what we want. Oh, the sun's coming out. Oh my goodness. I just realized my dishwasher has been running through this whole video, and I wasn't even paying any attention to that. I'm so used to background noises that you just don't notice them anymore. Sorry about that, guys. I should have shut it off. Probably would have been a little quieter. But it's not like it's not the first time I've filmed with my dishwasher running in the background. I'm such a professional YouTuber. There's a big line of hooey. Okay, so there's my, I just chopped up some silk cocoon to be a little bit confetti. And I'll probably use that as Tweety bits. Not Tweety bird bits, just Tweety bits. Okay, I'm going to move you back a bit. With the sun coming in, we don't want to mess up the lighting. All right, our water is hot. Okay. I'm not going to actively boil it. I'm just going to let it soak in there for 10 minutes. So it's 10:38. I will be back at 10:48 and we will see how it's looking and if we can actually just draw right off the cocoon. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. There is still color. It's still pretty hard though, so I don't know if we're going to have much luck with this. But apparently, you put it on a pen or a stick or whatever. You grab a little piece from the edge. And then you just start drafting and spinning. Drafting. Oh, this is cool. Okay, let's see if we can get you in a little closer for this. Okay. We need something dark underneath. Haha. Let's try this. Can you see the threads now? Oh yeah. Draft and spin. Oh, this is cool. Oh, I so want to do this at a wheel now. Okay, so we're losing some of our fibers there. So I'm just going to pinch, pull, and get some new fibers in there. And just keep going. Oh, this is so cool. And all I've done is just soaked it for 10 minutes in hot water. Oh, guys, I think I'm in love with this. Okay, so we're getting thin again. So I'll just grab a few more fibers off the cocoon and then draft and spin. Okay, we're getting thin again. Okay, so we have a bit of a spot right there. So if we just break it off, spin it together, and then just keep going. All right, so we got that much so far. Let's try again. Pick up our end, spin them together, and then draft. Sorry, got off camera there. Draft, spin, draft, spin. Okay, I'm liking a little bit thicker. So I'm just gonna grab a few more. Oh guys, this is so cool. All right, so it seems the trick is to come up to the cocoon and pull the fibers off, then draft them and spin. Draft and spin. I am loving this. This is so much fun. This could be like a zombie apocalypse thing. How to make silk thread when you have nothing but water and cocoons. And then you could use the silk thread for sutures and stuff. Holy crap, guys. This is amazing. Now, I don't know if the Saracen is like actually separate from the cocoon, like we're actually taking the silk off the Saracen, and eventually we'll just be left with that shell. But I guess we'll find out. Okay. Oh, got a long strand there. I'm just going to rip this open so we can see. Yeah, it is. Oh, look at that. Well, there's another possibility. Just rip the cocoon open and then draft the fibers and spin. Oh, broke it. Okay, we'll start the next one. Nope, can't draft it when it's like this. Okay, I'm liking this even better. Well, I think I know how I'm going to do this, guys. I like the thickness of this thread, and we all know I don't mind a little bit of texture, so that's not bothering me. Okay, so we'll just pull that off the end. Okay, so that was one side of the cocoon. Now I'm going to work on the other side. I think this is how I want to work with my cocoons, guys. I'm just going to soak them because most of the color stays. I mean, there is bleed, but I'm soaking silk in hot water. What do you expect? But soak them for 10 minutes, pull them out, rip them in half, and then just start drafting and spinning. And then we'll end up with a little pile of chunks we can use as oils. And then we have silk thread. Look at this. That's straight off the cocoon. All right, this was kind of cool. I'm really glad I attempted this. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That was fun. All right, so there's our experiments for the day. I think the big winner was spinning silk right from the cocoon, just pulling it apart and going at it. That actually seemed to work the best. Here, I'm just moving you back a bit. So, silk hankies, I really enjoyed. This was the best. Our attempt at silk reeling, I will revisit that at some point, but not today. So I'm going to probably set up at the wheel at some point and spin straight from the cocoons into threads. I'm going to let this dry, and at a future point we will revisit our silk hankies. So that'll be it for today, guys. I think that was enough futzing around, enough chaos for the day. I mean, the silk reeling technically did sort of work, but not really. Anyways, thanks for joining me on this adventure, guys. I'm going to have about 2 hours of cleanup now, but it was fun. I'll see you in the next adventure. Bye.